Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Jake Paul says it's a shame that Dana White isn't willing to collaborate with PFL for Jones vs. Nganu. Moving on, John Kavanagh reveals that the UFC postponed Conor McGregor's planned April return. Lastly, Alex Pereira reacts to Israel Adesanya's not very respectful response to his call-out at UFC 295. Jake Paul has questioned why Dana White wouldn't be willing to co-promote with PFL for Jon Jones vs. Francis Nganu. It's well known that fight fans want to see Jon Jones vs. Francis Nganu. The only problem is that Jones is signed to UFC and Nganu is signed to PFL. Many have suggested that the two promotions could work together on the bout and put on a monstrous co-promotion. Unfortunately, Dana White doesn't seem too interested in the idea. He shot that idea down when asked about it recently, and if we know one thing about Dana White, it's that he can dig his heels in when necessary. Jake Paul really took to social media to question the UFC president's logic on the matter. This is what he wrote. "It's a shame. Jones vs. Nganu is way bigger now than it was while Francis fought for UFC. Both fighters would make $20 million. If you one can co-promote with Showtime to put on Maymac, why not with PFL where we share the same media partner?" John Kavanagh has revealed that Conor McGregor won't be back at UFC 300 after all. Conor has famously been out of the cage since a trilogy loss to Dustin Poirier in July 2021. That defeat to Dustin saw Conor McGregor break his leg. The injury and subsequent exit from the USADA testing pool have Conor sitting on the sidelines as of now. However, he's now back in training alongside John Kavanagh. Late last month, Conor McGregor stated that he planned to return at UFC 300 against Michael Chandler. The former dual-weight champion famously coached against Chandler on the latest season of The Ultimate Fighter. UFC 300 is set for April, but now likely won't feature Conor McGregor. The former champion's coach John Kavanagh discussed Conor's return in a recent interview. According to the coach, they were told that they were ready to be able to go in April, but now will return in the summer. This is what he stated. "We were hoping for April. That was the hope and that was what we were told. Now it seems to be the summertime. This coming April was the goal. You probably saw the same soundbite that I did. I don't know what's holding it up. And we had a little back and forth earlier today. So are they holding him back for International Fight Week? I don't really know. It's a knockback from April to July, but it's not the end of the world." Alex Pereira has given his thoughts on Israel Adesanya's response to his call-out at UFC 295 last weekend. On Saturday night, Alex Pereira won the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. He did so by knocking out Yuri Prochazka, becoming the latest two-weight world champion in UFC history. The win cemented Pereira's status as one of the most successful fighters of his generation, with many believing it also confirmed his spot in the UFC Hall of Fame one day. In the immediate aftermath of the win, Pereira had a few things to say on the microphone in his post-fight interview. He opted to call out longtime rival Israel Adesanya, hoping to lure him back into the octagon for a third showdown between them in the UFC. Adesanya laughed off the challenge, using his YouTube channel and social media memes to tease the new champ. Now Pereira has responded. This is what he said. "I wanted him to fight me at 205, and I think I did it in a very respectful way, and afterwards I saw him doing some stories and some posts, not very respectful. So I don't know what it is. He's afraid maybe, or he just doesn't want to fight now. I think it won't happen soon because of his behavior now after my statement." Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.